Barry, you've unfortunately been through this.
Twice.
Been through this situation.
Anything else you got to bring up?
No.
Okay.
I have
pressure on you guys. When
I'm not quite sure what the transition is here, but just your reaction to today's news.
It's a tough day for Dave. I know him. I did the college hockey, and he's always in there with North Dakota. They won the national championship the year he went to Philadelphia. As a matter of fact, great young coach. And probably the main reason there's a college coach in Dallas with Montgomery and a college coach in New York with the Rangers in Quinn, because he did well. Made the playoffs 2 out of 3 years. That usually doesn't get you fired. Kenny and I were
over 500 record.
Over 500 record. But I think a couple things. The young guys regressed this year. They have a bunch of young guys with Philadelphia Flyers. None of them got better this year. They all went backwards. Provorov, Konechny, Nolan Patrick, Gostisbehere. 4 great blue chip young guys all went backwards. So they want that to change and get that trend where these young guys are getting better every year, not worse every year. And he didn't coach the way the Philadelphia Flyer fans, and you can't look at it that way. You can't say, well, that's the reason he got fired. But Philadelphia fans want something at the end of a game. They want to see passion. They want to see energy. If we lose the game, okay, we'll accept that as long as we play hard and we hit and it looks like we care. For a lot of the time, they were one of the lowest penalized teams in the NHL, and that's just not Philadelphia hockey. And I don't think the fans ever took to Dave Hakstol in that way, and the way that that me and you have seen that spectrum and new building when you walk into it, the way the Philadelphia fans love their hockey, and that's very, very aggressive.
Barry, I look at Dave Hakstol, and seems like an incredibly prepared coach, like a lot of them are. He's a very intelligent coach, but exactly kind of alluding to what you're saying is that fire, maybe a little too laid back for a Philadelphia-type crowd that wants their team playing that rough and tumble. I'm not saying the old days, but the passion more that you're talking about. And it seems that's been gone a little bit. However, having said all that, he can't stop the puck. And their main problem lies in the net. Yes, defensively, they haven't been as good this year. This is a real good team to me, or good players on a team that's not playing very well. That's why they should be a lot better. There's no question about it. And the coach is always the fall guy, no matter what. But he's done a pretty good job in Philadelphia. I agree with you there, Barry, in his tenure there.
What I want to see is how they handle Carter Hart. You can't take him, put him into the lineup with the way that team's playing right now, and throw him to the Wolves. This is your future. This is the guy they've been waiting for a couple of years on the horizon. He's the savior. He's going to solve all the problems that Philadelphia has. So, they got to be very, very careful who they play him against, when they play him. And you
worry about confidence at times if a guy gets shelled on
the last thing you want, because he started slow in the American League. His numbers in the first part of the American League season were not good, but no one's questioning this kid's talent. So you got to make sure that you don't want to throw him into a game where he's seeing the Tampa Bay Lightning snap that puck from left to right and out to the point and back down and ends up giving 5 or 6 goals. You want to almost handpick his game to make sure that it's successful. That's what a coach's job when you're coaching players. You make it so they're successful, not fail. And this is their guy. This is the one really blue chip guy they got in their team. They got to make sure that his first game is something that he remembers fondly.
They got to protect him for sure. And I got to know Chuck Fletcher over the summer at Devils development camp. He was working with general manager Ray Shero from the Devils, had hired him, and got to know him, saw him a lot during the season before he was hired by the Philadelphia Flyers, and he is a very well thought out guy. I really enjoyed my time with him. I think it's going to take some patience, but he's a guy that doesn't panic, doesn't make a knee-jerk reaction decision, which some people want in Philadelphia, but he'll do it the right way. And he needs time to understand the organization and learn a little bit about it, first of all, and the players.
Well, you heard him say, I can't tell you what I'm looking for because I don't know what I'm looking for. You heard John mention there are a couple of obstacles to Joel Quenneville. But setting those aside, what kind of fit would Joel Quenneville be in Philadelphia?
Go, Barry. You can answer that one. Huh?
Joel's going to be a great fit. We both know Joel. He's our age, so we've been around him a long time. The guy's got 3 Stanley Cups. When he walks into a room, there's automatic respect. You don't have to question, does this guy know what he's talking about? Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. He's won 3 Stanley Cups. He knows how to handle star players. Kane and Taves don't get much bigger than Kane and Taves in a dressing room, so he knows how to handle them. And he's a really good guy. And I think that's what everyone's looking for in the organization. You never have enough good guys. He makes a lot of money, and again, so he'll be able to pick and choose when he gets back into coaching. Flyers will have to go to him and the Chicago Blackhawks. They'll have to agree to an amount that they'll have to pay. It'll be a lot less than the $6 million he's making right now each year. So if he wants to coach, the dollars will not be a problem. But this guy is one of the elite guys in the coaching profession in the NHL, no doubt about it.
Would he not bring exactly what we were talking about earlier? Passion, fire. You see him on the bench. He's got that Philadelphia mentality. Now, having said that, Joel Quenneville can take his time because there's going to be plenty of opportunity. We all know that. Any coach that's won 3 Stanley Cup championships, like you had mentioned, his door will be knocked down in the offseason if he wants to take some more time here. Or does he want that challenge right now and say, this might be a fit for me?